Yeah. So now recording started. You can start now.
Yes. So we are going to see the lump model and the distributed model. In lump, the T model and the L model. Okay. So this we'll understand with the help of an example. This example is taken from CAN book. Okay, you can also find that. I'm directly sharing the example here, so you can see. In this example, we have to calculate the propagation delay, that is the TP of the polysilicon interconnect line. Okay, and then we will do the simulations and see how it is varying. We have the predefined data. We are going to use that one only, and then find out. Okay. So it's given that line whose length is 1000 micrometer and width is 4. Then this is the sheet resistance. As sir had explained us about the sheet resistance, what sir had said. Anyone remembers what was the sheet resistance? Hello.
Yes. Please ask. Please give the answers. What is the sheet resistance? Yesterday or day before yesterday we have discussed.
Sheet resistance was rho resistivity by the thickness, because that was constant for a given material. So that's why that R sheet is already given here, 30 ohm per square. Okay. Then we have to multiply for the R lump. It was R sheet into L by W. So that's what we are doing here. This is the length and width, L by W. Then we are getting 7.5 kilo ohm. Okay.
So
This
yeah.
is the R lump we have calculated.
Here actually this is the polysilicon. So this is the length. In example, it is given the length. So the length is, so it is 1000 micrometer. Okay. So just wait. So it is 1000 micrometer, and the width. Okay. So width is equal to, so that is given 4 micron. Okay, 4 micron. So you know the sheet resistance R sheet. Okay, that is rho by thickness. Okay, so that is given because thickness is constant. So here we are not dealing with any thickness. That is 30 ohm per square. Okay, so here square is, though it's W is equal to 4, that is fixed. So one square is equal to 4. So L is equal to 4, W is equal to 6. This is 1 square. So that's why you have to calculate how many squares. So that's why this part is there. Okay. So L by W. Okay. Okay, Prachita.
Yes, sir. Then you have to calculate the capacitance. Okay. Here for the wire we are having two types. That is the parallel plate capacitance and the fringe capacitance. Sir, I explained the parallel plate. Suppose there are two plates. This distance is the parallel plate, and the side to side is that fringe one. So here we have to calculate the C parallel and C fringe. Here it is given that there is a table. I showed you the table previously.
Yes. So please, everyone, try to understand these things. Otherwise, you can ask here. Okay, they are ready to explain. I also help you. Not a problem.
Here there is a table given. So the capacitance value between the layers is there. So this is the polysilicon. So we are interested only this one. Okay, the area and perimeter of this. The parallel plate. So area, of course. So this is this is the per unit. Okay, this one. We have to then multiply it with the total area. This is the per unit area, and we have to multiply it with the total one. Okay, for calculating of the area of capacitance. Sorry, the calculating the capacitance. Now we will go and see in the example how they have done it. So it's written unit area capacitance, that is 0.066 femtofarad. Okay. then into the total area. Total area, length and width is given. So you are getting 264 femtofarad. Then for the fringe is unit length capacitance.
Fringe
Okay,
capacity.
and here you have to calculate the perimeter. Yes. So it was 0.046 as mentioned in the table previously I shown. So as length, this one we have to calculate the perimeter. Okay. So then 2 into length plus breadth, that one only formula is here, and 92 femtofarad. Then total capacitance is fringe plus parallel fringe. Total lumped one. So this one we have got. Now we are having the value of the R lump and RC. We have to now see how the like plot is coming and how the TPSL and TPLS, if they're same or different, or what is the case we are going to see that. So here if you read this one, it's there the TPSL equals to TPLS, that is 1.9 nanoseconds for the L lumped model. Okay. This how this 1.9 came? Can anyone explain? Or at least you remember the formula how 1.9 we obtained. It is written here also.
Yeah, but anyone can say how this TPHL or TPLH, how it is coming 1 nanosecond. What is the formula of that TPHL and TPLH?
0.62 RC.
0.62. Why 62?
0.
Means that LN
It's ln 2, so it's 0.69.
Yeah.
0.69.
Yes.
It's 0.69 RC, so it will come 1.8485. The second approach 1.9. So we will see that the TPLS and TPHL should be near this 1.9. Okay, both should be same here. Okay, then to have more accuracy, like to decrease the delay, we will use the T model. As sir had said in the theory class that if you are connecting it in a T fashion, the T I'll show you up. I'll show you the T and the L1.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
T. So this figure is the lump RNC L1, and this is the T1. In the T model, what is there? We are having the value same. The total resistance is same. We are only dividing by 2. Okay. So this is the way how we can get the T1. Or in the case of pi, we can divide the capacitance by 2, keeping the resistor R only. Okay. So here it is, we are examining for the T1, so R by 2, R by 2. Okay. So that's the way how we will carry out our this thing, the simulation using the values. Then the graph would come something like that, like RC before also in the first class we had done same here, but only we have to use lump and all in this case. And then we are having the distributed model also. In the distributed model, what we did, we are using distributed model is actually used for more accuracy. So decrease the delay and also get more accuracy, we are using that distributed model. In this one, the distributed model, we have to suppose n, we have to divide it into n parts, the distributed one. So in this case, we are taking, here it is written to take the n as 10. So you have to divide the C total capacitance, that is the total lumped one, 356 by 10, so 35.6, and this total R lumped 7.5 kilo ohm by 10, so 750 ohms. See here it is given the component, resistance component 750 and the capacitance 35.6. Then you have to connect it in this manner. Okay, this is a ladder network. In this manner you have to connect it. It is given for 3 segments. You have to connect for 10 because we are dividing R by 10. Okay, so this is the equivalent one, Rn by Cn. So Rn is total one. In the lump we are getting, so by 10 means 750 ohms, and this is 35.6 femtofarad. Okay, then same input output and you will just find out. Okay, you guys understood till this much?
Please, if you understood, okay, otherwise you can ask here. Okay, very simple thing. So she explained very well manner. So please ask if you have doubt, or if you want to go slow, you can also go slow. No, sir, it is understood. Okay.
So here you can see the lump network is delay is 1.9 and the distributed 10 segmented RC ladder is 1.1. We will verify it now practically using that drawing the schematic and verifying, writing the netlist that actually how is it working. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so I've opened the Sutu here. Okay. So this is my network, RC network for the lumped model. CP we have already calculated 356 femto. Here resistor value is 7.5 kilo. Noise is 0. We are not using any disturbance, so noise you have to keep 0. Then connect the input node, output node, and ground. Save it and go to the ngSpice simulation. Then the ngSpice simulation. Then you have to next.
Prachita, your input is connected to ground or it's open in your actually real simulation?
There is coming correct.
No, this I think this.
Sir, actually he has connected that node and he will be giving pulse there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the thing, and it is inside our mylib. Okay, so we will go to that one. So that was our. Okay, so it was in our RC lump, so CD, then RC, then then the Simran. You are following this path. I think by now there should not be any problem with this path thing. Okay, so then open your file. This is what we had learned in the first class, how to write the netlist for the RC, and now it is self-created using the Sutu. I mean the ngSpice simulation. Okay, so your default netlist will be this. Here I have not. I have only given the input node, and you have to write like pulse for that also, because we are giving a step response, so the step input here. Okay, so this one you have to write if you are shifting it from 0 to 5. So 0 to 5. I think there is no doubt in this first two lines, because the pattern it is written only capacitor, then resistor, then the node to which it is connected, then the values of the capacitor and resistor, and noise is 0. So by default it will come. So no need to change. And here I have written the pulse, like the input, my voltage source, the pulse one. Then if one is connected, one node is connected to the input, other is ground, and pulse are given. Okay, so it is ideal. So 0 to 5, and I have taken the overall delay 0, and then this rise time and fall time here I have done is 0, and the period and the width I have taken 20 and 30 nanoseconds. Then you have to comment this too, because okay, so we have to comment this too, because we don't need any model file here. I have not included, see here, .lib file I have not included for our STM4N, because it's a RC normal. We are not using an inverter, so no need of including. Also, you can comment this. By default, this two will be there always, so comment this. Then voltage 5 volts. Okay, then I have taken the dot current 5 pico and 30 nano. I'm keeping this both same. This one 30 nano and this one also 30 nano. Okay. You can change this one, your wish. So then I've done the run and plot. Then dot measure statement. Dot measure statement, we are interested in these two are for TP SL and TP LH. First is TP SL, second is TP LH. And we will compare if the TP SL is equal to TP LH or not. Okay. And in inverter, what we are doing, that the first rise and then fall. But here you have to give as both as rise, because in RCR one pattern will only generate for the all the periods. Like it will not be like for the first one rise, then the next one fall, then again rise fall. It will not be like that. So you have to give TP like for the rise one, then again fall another one. You have to give. Then end this as usual. Then you have to run it. Okay, understood till this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now just simulate it. Okay. You're getting the, this is the input and this is output. Okay. And if we minimize this, we can see here. Uh, what was the TPSL and TPLS in our figure? 1.9 around. So if you calculate actually 1.85 for both, so see we can see that here the TPSL and TPLS are same. Okay, 1.85, 1.849, 85. Okay, you mark the thing. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Pratik.
Okay.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Okay. So this is done. Hmm. Then I'll show you. This was the L. Okay, L lumped one. Then there is another one that is a T1. Okay, to get better. So the T1 I have done in this way. Connected with the input. Okay, so in T. Yeah, so in T, we have to divide the R by 2. So 7.5 by 2, 3.75, 3.75. Capacitor, keep as it is. Okay, save and go to the in run. Okay. The everything will be same. Only you can see that instead of one resistor, there are two resistors, and one is connected to N0 and input, and one is N0 out. I mean the nodes between the R1 and R2. There was one node. This one is N0. Okay. Input N0, output. Okay. The capacitance N0 ground. Then value divided by 2. This is same. Then pulse. I've taken 15, 25 nanoseconds. You can take 20, 30, anything. But please increase this pulse. Otherwise, we'll get much difference with the TPSL and TPLH. Okay. And I've kept these two pulse same. Your dot measure will be same. And rest you have to comment these two. Rest all are same. Just simulate this one. Okay. Here in the graph, you will not find difference. The graph are same. Always try to connect it to go to the VDD. Okay. For that you have to change the period. much. Like if you take 3 and 6 nanoseconds, then you see what is coming. Okay, so it is coming zero point 0.9 nanoseconds. Okay, zero point 0.9 nanoseconds or into 10 into 10 minus 10 or zero point 0.9 nanoseconds, both are coming. Okay, in this case. So our TPHL here is also equals to TPLS, but the delay is decreasing a bit, a lot. The first one was how much? Like 1.85, no?
Yes.
1.85, and now it's coming zero point 0.9. So 1 almost decreased by 1. Can you mark the difference?
Yeah, decrease. Yeah, 50% decrease. Yes. Yes, half.
Yes, see, 50% decrease. Here, see, 1.85, and this one decreased by 50%. Okay. Then we will go for the distributed one. Okay, distributed one. This is the T, and this one has setting. Now we'll go to distributed one. I have to zoom in. I guess you can't see. Hmm.
Now she has
Can
used
you see?
10, yeah, 10 segments. Okay, 10 segments distributed connections. Okay, so that's why I divided that 750 kilo ohm by 10. So for resistor that is 750 ohm, and capacitor also 356 by 10.
10.
Okay, 35.6 femto. 16 distributed. So now we will get the accurate result. Okay, more accurate result we will get in this type of format. Though it's difficult and a spice simulation is required, so generally we will go for the long, but here you will get the accurate result. Okay, now you can see. Okay, please.
Okay, so you understood the circuit, I guess. Only I have connected 10 in case of that one lump thing. Okay, so now we will. Okay, so I'll show you how the netlist looks like. See, this will be the auto generated one. Okay, there will be the 10 resistors and 10 capacitors. You have to give the people. You can give it in the schematic
Hmm.
also, this first one, but I have only mentioned the node there, and this line will come by default here. Okay, if you don't give, then you have to write this line here. Okay, same thing. So here I've same I have taken the period as 30 and width 20. This rise time fall time 0, delay 0. Okay, and comment this line because we are not interested in, and 5 volts. Anything voltage you can give, doesn't matter, and same the same thing. This one you understood 2.5, 50% to 50%, so 2.5, 2.5. If it is 3, so 50% will be 1.5, 1.5. Okay, this one 50% to 50%. Then run it. Okay. Graph. See, 1.11, 1.11. Our in this one also, it is 1.1. Can you see the RC? Okay, here. So this is the RT 10 segment divided ladder network 1.1. Here we are getting 1.1. Verified? Is verified?
Yes.
Okay, so here the important point is you should actually really should take the interest on this subject, because whatever we have discussing in our theory class, whatever we have studied, so exactly that thing they are showing here, the demonstrating these things. So you understand these things, how these things is working. Okay, so So exactly whatever that in that lump it's 1.9 and say distributed it's 1.1. So it's more accurate. This 1.11 nanosecond is more accurate value. Okay. So and that lumped value is not accurate, but that is simple and overestimated value. So if we take that value and calculate for our design, so that is fine for us. Okay. So that's why we are using that lump. Okay.
Sir, the inverter I will show now or like after the complete session again?
After completion of this, you can show
Okay.
inverter.
Sir, I'm stopping the
Yes, yes.
sharing them. Sharing.
So from this experiment, if you have any doubt, then you can ask. Rachita will answer I will.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So, like in the distributed network, she divided with 10. So, how will we figure out the number from which we have to divide, like 10, 5?
See that you can use infinite number of stages. Okay. So if you will go infinity, then you will get more accurate value. Actually, by taking 10 stages, you are getting 1.1. Okay. If you take 20 stages, you will get less than that. Okay. Even if you will get 0.98 or 0.96, like even if you take 50 stages, if you will come to more closer. Okay. So that's a thing. Just for approximation, we'll take. They have taken the 10 stages. Whereas if you do 50 stages, you have to drop 50 stages of 50 segments. Okay, that means 50 resistors and 50 capacitors. Okay,
Yes.
so though it's spice simulation, you can do easily, but if you go for a equation-wise calculation, it is very difficult. So to know though actually how close means you are getting the result. So to know that thing, they have shown that 10 segments. Okay, so you can use 20 segments, 30 segments, 40 segments. Okay, you have to divide in that total resistance by 30 or total capacitance by 30, and you will get more accurate. Okay, if you put more stages, then you will get more accurate. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, can I share the screen?
Yes.
Is the screen visible?
Yes,
Yes.
Satabhi. Now see the difference. Okay, she can explain. Okay.
So as Prachita showed you with a uniform width, that means she took a uniform width wire interconnect, which was of length 1,000 micrometer. But now we are going to see the simulation of this, which has non-uniform width. As it has non-uniform width, so it will have different parasitics as compared to the first question. So here what we are doing is we are dividing that same polysilicon interconnect line like this. We are dividing it into two segments, each of 500 micrometer and with different width. This is 2 micrometer and this is 6 micrometer. So this is the source point and this is the sink point. So some combinational will be connected to these interconnects. So from this is the starting point and this is the end point. So it has a width of 2 micrometer and it has width of 6 micrometer. So now this is my starting point and this is my ending point. So we are going to see the simulation when the signal is transmitting from A to B and then from B to A. There will be some differences, and we are going to compare how the lumped RC network is overestimating parasitics. So here, as we know, as the width is different here, so parasitics R and C will be different for this and will be different for this. So here first can see the width here is 2, means W is 2 and length is 500. So what do you think the resistance will be? For this, let the resistance is R1, and for this let the resistance is R2. So let us now calculate the lumped resistance first. So what will be the RC for this one?
So how many?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
how many? First, Sadat, ask them how many squares you will get here, and how many squares you will get here. Based on that,
yes.
you will calculate the resistance. Okay.
So in the question, it is given that 30 ohms per square. So now, can you say how many squares we will get here in this and in this case?
Let them calculate. Just wait. How many squares you will get here, and how many squares you will get here.
So 250 into 30.
Okay, here 250 squares, 250 squares into 30. Okay, 30 ohm. So here,
Yes, sir.
this side,
Says 500 by 6 into 30.
yes, 506 by 30. Yeah.
Yes. So the total will be 2.5 kilo ohms for here. 2.5, yes, 2.5 kilo. And for this, it will be 250, and this it will be 7.5 kilo. Okay. And now for capacitance, width is 2. Then from the table you can see this is for poly it is 0.066. Now calculate for the capacitance.
For area, you know, W into L. Okay.
W into L.
Okay. So
The resistance will be 8.3 K.
No, 250 into 30 na. 500 by 2. The number of
I'm
squares
so
will
sorry.
be
I'm
5.
so sorry.
calculate the capacitance. Let them calculate first. So what will be the capacitance for this section?
6.66 into 10 to the minus 11.
Yes. For
Yeah.
this na, for first one.
First one, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is correct. 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 11. Okay.
It is for
Now for this,
both fringing and plus parallel, both.
no sir, I think this is for parallel.
Okay, parallel. So
Yes.
you have to calculate fringing also. For fringing, you have to use this value, I think.
Yes, sir.
Perimeter.
Perimeter.
Yes.
Sir.
2 into 2 micro plus 500 micro. So that is your perimeter. Then you have to calculate into 0.46.
4.6.
4.6 into?
10 to the minus 11.
Yes. 4.6 minus 11. Okay. And for this, the lumped capacitance, that means, sorry, the parallel plate capacitance will be?
So please participate in this experiment.
The same one. It
Yeah.
will be 0.066 because this is parallel plate, so area.
1.98 into 10 to the power minus 10.
Yes, 1.98 into 10 to the power minus 11. Now the fringe capacitance for this will be
-10.
same. Yes, same. So now we got all the
1.38.
values. What?
1.38 range.
The total one.
Oh, no, that's fine. By mistake.
The fringe capacitance will be same for this. What are you saying? I don't understand.
No, correct.
Okay.
So now we got all the values. This is the R lumped for this one. This is R lumped for this one. We got the parallel plate capacitance for both the segments, and then the fringe capacitance will be same for both of them. Now we have to calculate the total lumped R. So total lumped R will be what? The sum of both the resistances. So that will be 7.5K plus 2.5K. That will be 10K. Then the total lumped capacitance will be what? This is parallel plate capacitance plus the parallel plate capacitance of the second segment and 2 into the fringe capacitance of both of them. So that will be what? This is 66 plus 66 plus 198 40 46. Okay, that will be 356. This is 11, so this will be femtofarad. Okay, so we got the total lumped resistance and total capacitance. Now, in the previous question, what Prachita showed you, what values you got for the capacitance and resistance?
It is 7.5K was there, I think, resistance.
Yes,
7.5.
and capacitance,
That is same.
the total
356.
capacitance. Okay, so now you can see the total capacitance for both the cases are same, but as we can see, the parasitics will be different for both the cases because here the width is different and here the width is different. So in lumped, here again, as sir taught us in the previous theory class, that in lumped case we are actually overestimating the parasitics, so that we are getting more delay as compared to all the structures what we are doing like ladder or T model or pi model. So here you can see the C is 356. That means the same as the previous. So here also we are overestimating. So if we do in lumped circuit, lumped RC circuit, then we will be getting more delay as compared to all other structures. So now the R total is 10K and C is 356K. Now let us see, now let us do this circuit, this interconnect for a distributed ladder network, and we will know how the delay is also changing for both of them. So for that, let's go to this. Okay. So this is a tree network. We can also do in the tree network, but first I will be showing you for the distributed one. So can you see the distributed circuit? This one?
Yes.
Okay. So here, as you can see the V in here, and the resistances and capacitances value are divided for total n segments. So we are going to take here 10 segments. You can take as many segments you want for better accuracy. So you can, as we have found out, the total resistance as 10K, but the thing is the width for both of them was different, so there was two segments. So what we are going to do is we are going to divide these 10 total segments as 5 and 5, 5 for one, 5 for first segment and 5 for second segment. So first the interconnect which was starting from A and it was 500 micrometer and which was 2 micrometer. So what we will be doing is we will be taking that segment as 5 resistance and capacitance ladder network. So what will be the value of resistance for that? We have found out the resistance for the first case as 7.5. 7.5 kilo ohm. So if we will divide that segment as 5 segments of the ladder network, so what will be the values of resistance?
1.5K.
Yes. So we got that values. Then the values for what will be the values for capacitance? We got the total capacitance for the first segment. Then we have to divide it by 10 for each of the capacitance of the ladder network. 5 capacitances. So what will the value of capacitance?
71.2.
How 71.2?
356 by 5.
No, not 356. The total capacitance lumped total for both the segments was 356. But for individual, you have to calculate like parallel plate plus the fringe for one. That means 66 plus 46. Yes, 22.4. 22.4 femtofarad will be the values of each capacitance in the first segment for the 5 resistance and capacitance. Then come to the second segment where we are also going to divide it with 5 resistance and capacitance ladder network. So in the second segment, what was the value of resistance? That was 2.5 kilo.
2.5.
So what 2.5 kilo. So what will the value of each resistance values?
1.5.
Sorry, I can't hear.
1.5.
Yes, 0.5. Then what will be the value of capacitance for each of the segments? Each values of capacitance. Similarly, you have to do here. Like the sum of parallel capacitance for segment 2, that was 198 plus the fringe capacitance which was 46. So what will be the value of capacitance for this? The sum of both two divided by 5.
Hundred and 19.6.
No, not 356. I am again telling you that is 198. That was the second segment capacitance. You can see here.
138.
This one,
Okay, 198.
this was sum of these two.
48.8.
48.
0.8.
Yes, 48.8. So now this is the value for what? This is the value for the second segment of the capacitances. Now let's do the simulation. So first, let's go there. Can you see the screen?
Yes, you can see.
So let's go to SU2. Okay.
Till now, everyone
So here
understood or not? How
Yes,
it is?
sir.
Yeah, 5 and 5. For first segment, it's 5. Second
Yes,
segment,
sir.
5. Yes, good.
Yes.
now you have to see here. So there are 10 resistances and 10 capacitances. So now the values of these 5 resistance and capacitance will be that what we calculated, and this will be for the this 5 resistance and capacitance will be for the second segment. Now let's check the values. Just tell me the values of the first 5 segments resistance.
2.5, I think.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Okay, and change all the values. 5. Capacitance value was 20.4. 22.4.
So at a time you cannot select all these
While
things.
I'm changing the values, you can also do it. Sir,
I said what at a time you can select all values and you can change or not. Okay.
no, sir. Actually, I've done it for another, so
Okay.
I have to change all the values now.
Hmm.
It was 0.5K. While I'm changing the values, you can draw this schematic, and then we will run it simultaneously.
Yeah, if you are doing simultaneously, then you can draw the schematic.
Okay, so everything is changed. Now we have to save the circuit. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now save. Okay, here I have given a pulse voltage, which is pulsed up to 5 volts, and the delay I have given 20 nanoseconds. Pulse width is 20 nanoseconds, and period I have given 40 nanoseconds. It is pulsed up to 5 volts. I am changing the name to V in. Then it is this is the ladder network, so it is grounded. Here there is the out node. We are going to see the output. So now let's go save it, then do ngSpice simulation. You can go to the edit sim file, or else you can run the netlist/sspc. So it will show you the output location. Then go there. So let's go to the output location. So the output location was PD. Project 2020 for you, it is 15 VLSI 70. Then EDA, CPP, sim light, Simran's mylib. No. Okay, so the distributed RC network is this is lumped. Yes, this is distributed RC. So CD distributed RC, then vim simran.sp. Now you can see all the values. So here the 10 resistances, the pulse voltage source. Here we have to give the path. So that is .lib.
I think that is not required
Yes, sir.
because
Yes,
it's
sir.
yes in default model.
Yes, sir. So you can see here the 5 segments here are named with 1.5 kilo, and these are the capacitances. 5 are named with 22.4 and 5 are named with 48.8 femtofarad. This is the pulse voltage connected here, pulsed up to 5 voltage, 5 volts. Then this is not needed, so we have to comment it. So let's comment this and comment this as well. Temperature is 25. This is actually not needed, but 5 volts. Then global VDD and ground. We are not giving any DC voltage source, so no need of applying this. Then the period was 40 nanoseconds, so let's keep the transient up to 40 nanoseconds. Then dot control, run, plot V out, and we now let's see where the pulse voltage was given. The pulse voltage was given at node N7. So the voltage will be here N7. Then dot end C. Okay. We have to also give the measure statement. So let's first run it, then give the measure statement. ngSpice simran.sp. You can see here the simulation. Now let's do the dot measure one. So go to that and do the dot measure. So
Why you have taken that
measure.
N7?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
N7 I said you na. This
Satabhi,
pulse
wait.
voltage source
Satabhi,
is
wait.
given at node N7.
Satabhi, wait.
Yes, sir.
Let them think why it is N7. So anyone can give the answer why it is N7?
So because from node 7 to ground, we in
Yes.
is between these two. So
Exactly. Very smart answer. So the input is nothing but N7 because your supply, that pulse is connected to N7 to ground. That means it's input. Okay. So that's why we are checking that input at that in N7 because N7 is nothing but the input. So that's why. So got the answer? So Soumya or
Okay, I will be copying the dot measure statement from this one. So let me copy that.
yes, you can
The
copy.
model simran.sp. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so as Prachita explained you why the dot measure is done here like this from rise to rise, because we are measuring the first rise to first rise the output. So the difference, the time difference between 50% of input to the 50% rise of output will be our TPH. LH, TPLH, because it is rising. So
Because we
output
are
will
not
be TPLH because it
yeah,
is rising from low to high. So the
exactly the what Pracheta said previously. So we are not using inverter here. So it is directly R and C. Okay, that's why we are measuring the difference between that input rise to output rise. Okay, or input fall to output fall. So that's why we are not giving the rise to fall or fall to rise. So rise to rise, fall to fall. Okay.
So here the input was at node N7 and output is out. So now let's run that and see what are the values for. So the values are 1.95 and 1.95. So it nearly 1.9. I have taken because I have taken here 10 10 segments of that interconnect, and this is different from what Chita showed you. It was nearly 1.85, 1.84, and here it has increased to 1.95. The reason is because there is a change in parasitics because of the change in width. So you can see here that there is change in delay, but in lumped RC network, we saw that the capacitance value, that is a parasitic value, is same. So the we will be going to mention the same capacitance for that lumped RC model, so the delay will be same. That means it is overestimating the parasitics. So here we are getting 1.95, and let's compare it with lumped RC network. You can see the delay will be same as before. So we are getting a much accurate delay in this case. Now let us do it for the team. You can also do it for T model, but now what we can do is we will invert. That means we have done this, we have found out this delay for A to B propagation. You can see here, I will show you.
Left, yeah, left to right. Yes.
So can you see here this one? So this is A and this is B. What we have found is from A to B, the propagation delay from A to B. And now we are going to find out the propagation delay from B to A. So what will be the circuit for that? The circuit will be, first we will be giving 5 R and C ladder network for this one, means for this using these values, and then using these values. Now let's see what will be the difference in the propagation delay. So let me go there. Okay, you can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Just change these values. That means these all were 1.5, make it 0.5. Okay, I have to change all the values.
Hello, Shatabdi, just change the nodes now.
Yeah, I can change the notes. Yes, thank you.
Good. Very smart. You can take that right side and you have to put another register.
So let me take here. Okay, this is the output. I have to connect this capacitance there. Okay. Now it is connected. Here. Okay. This is connected to this. There will be a false network here at the input. Then this will be also connected to the ground. Okay. The same one. Okay. Now it is changed. Let's save it and run with
No,
ngSpice.
that capacitance you have to change.
Sir, capacitance value. Yes, sir. Yes.
One resistance.
So
One
this was 22.4. 22.4. So this much. This is 1.5. Yes.
1 minute.
1.5.
This one. Yes. 1 minute. So you have to change this also.
Yes, sir. 48.8.
Yes.
Saved. ngSpice simulation. Netlist/GCC. Now it's run. Okay.
Just wait here. Wait. That show the net list. 1 minute. Okay. 0.5. 1, 2.
Yes, sir. Total 5. Capacitance 22.5.
Okay. ठीक है.
Okay, so now the input voltage is connected to node N9. Then comment this to no need of this. Then the dot measure and the dot control. Run plot V out and VN9. Then dot NC, and here also it will be N9 because input is here. N9 out and rise to rise and fall to fall. Dot end. Now let's do the ngSpice simulation. So I will show you the C. So there is much difference between the delays of A to B propagation and B to A propagation. At that case, it was around 1.9, and here it is 0.9. 0.9 seconds. Here it was 1.95. Here it is 0.9. So you can see there is much difference between the delays between the propagation from A to B and B to A. You can also see here in the graph there is decrease in the delay of this TPLH. The difference between these two input to output of 50%, that means 2.5. Nearly here this is much less as compared to the first one from A to B. So if we had done it with the lumped RC network, the propagation delay from A to B and B to A would be same because the capacitance values will be same. So it is a pessimistic approach, but here we are doing an optimistic approach and we are getting more accurate delay values for this. If you will add more 5 resistor and capacitor in that ladder network, you will get more accurate delay as compared to the 10 segments ladder network. So you understood up to this?
So yeah, this is very fine. So one thing I will say to everyone. So now intuitively think about why this is so much difference if you use A to B or B to A. Why it is not same? Definitely it will be not same. Why it is when you are going from B to A, so why it is less time, and when you are going to A to B, that is more time. So please think about this. So Monday we'll discuss that. Okay.
Yes. Sir, we will show this inverter chain. I will show this inverter
Yes,
chain now.
yes. Just give them 2 minutes if they have any doubt regarding this.
Yes.
Or we'll go. So, Akanksha or Wakar, so you understood or you have any doubt?
Yes, sir, I've understood.
Okay, Samya,
Yes, sir.
Sushri,
So,
okay. So I think everyone understood this thing, and so please do this again and please report it. Okay, so you have to, and for last week's previous experiment, I have seen that the diagram simply you have put a means rough diagram, but please do a better diagram. So at least you use Word or any means tool for a diagram, good schematic. Okay, so you have drawn in a paper and take a you have taken a snapshot, then paste in that report. So that is not looking good. Okay, so either you can take the schematic diagram from this show to window. Okay, you can do this from this, or you can draw a schematic in any tool. Okay, so I think Pracheta had drawn some diagram in any tool, the Word or any last time or previous experiment I have seen. So please do that and make a report of this experiment. Okay, so now next thing, Satad will show that inverter chain. At the last class we have discussed this.
You just compare. Also, you can compare the delay with the lumped RC. You have to do that. Compare it for lumped RC, then do it for T model and pi model also.
Yes,
This
that
same
exactly.
section.
Thanks, Satabdi. So you have to add these things also. Okay, T, pi, all these things. So it's exactly for knowing more things. You have to do these things. What is pi? How you are getting? Why you are getting? And pi 2 or T2, pi 3, T3. If you do that, then you can understand better. Suppose they have taken 10 segments. So you can you can take 20 segments, 30 segments. You will check what is the variation. Is it a significant variation or very little variation? If it's a very little variation, then don't do that. So up to 10 or 20 is best. So no need to go 30, 40, 50. Okay. So that thing you have to check. Okay. So it's very interesting. You can do and you can understand better way how it is working actually. Okay.
So now, as in theory class, we have studied about the inverter chain.
Yes.
That
Yes.
means
Sir, actually,
Yes.
some of them are saying
that
they have.
means how output of inverter is
Satabdi, wait.
very. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir,
some
actually, some of them were saying that they have Infosys test, mock test also, and quiz also, so that they can continue in the next class, sir.
Sir,
when
Sir,
when it
actually,
is
we all have
yes,
when
quiz and Infosys mock test.
when your emphasis test.
quiz
Sir, from
Sir,
5.
Infosys
we
is
have
late.
quiz from 325 to 5 and then Infosys test after 5.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay.
we have to log in and everything, so it will take time.
So for that purpose, what do you want to means? I can help or what?
Wind up to
Sir, if
Sir,
you
wind
can
up.
wind up early.
Yes.
So we can do this circuit in next lab.
Okay, means it's 19. 19 means today is 16 and 17, 18, 19. It's Saturday.
So we have quiz now at 3:25. Today also we have quiz.
Okay, today.
Other subjects.
Yes, sir. Today.
We have
Okay, okay,
yes
okay.
sir. We have to log in. So
Okay,
we have maybe
okay.
time for
Yeah, just finish within 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. So there change. So the output of this inverter is dependent on the what the inverters are connected here. So because of these inverters and the drives of these inverters, so how this output will vary because of this inverter. We have to see that. So we have to see the output here. Then we can see the output here. How this inverter is behaving with a inverters connected to the input of this and inverters connected to the output this. So let's see that. And one output to be connected here also. This is out 3 maybe. And I don't need to see this. Let me only show you that.
Hello, Shatabdi.
Yes.
The sizes of the inverter are same.
Okay. I have to show the sizes. Okay, I have taken this as a normal actual PIM size. That means the ratio is nearly 2.9 between these two PMOS and NMOS. So I have taken the size as 1.74 for the W of P, and the W of N is minimum 0.6. And then I have taken the inverter chains with symmetric sizes 2.4. PMOS with width of 2.4 and PMOS NMOS with width of 2.4. Okay, the pulse voltage of 5 pulse drop to 5 voltage. Okay,
Yeah,
then
but
sorry, I can't get it. What are you saying?
but in theory class we have studied that from smaller to
Yes.
bigger.
So as you know that mobility of PMOS is hello.
Yeah, you're audible. Yes.
Hello.
So mobility of PMOS is less. So that's why if we increase the size of the PMOS and we take the ratio we have studied in theory class na, that actual PMOS size with the ratio of 2.9 or 3 maybe, and the optimized ratio beta ratio of 1.9 or 1.6. So I have taken here the actual PMOS, that is I have taken ratio of 2.9 or 2.9, and I have taken it 1.74, and this I have taken the NMOS taken minimum size of 0.6. As you know that the mobility of PMOS is less as compared to NMOS, almost 2 to 3 times less.
So here it's 2.94 times, 2.9 times. Okay, 0.6 into 2.9, I think. So that will be 1.74. Okay, are you getting? So this is the properly sized. Means that is mu n by mu p, mu p times. Okay, so this thing you should know. You don't know this thing for
It was taught in theory classes. We have done this for we have done before also in the lab class with fan outs.
yes. So for properly sized means it's 2.9 times of that. So this thing you know. Okay.
No, sir. Actually, I was asking the size of the inverters, the fan out inverters.
Okay, inverters.
yes, it will increase.
Yes, sir. It should increase.
4 times.
Yeah, that is, I said it's one, suppose it's first one is 1, second one is 4 times, third one is 16.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
that you were saying. Okay, I have 10 years symmetric
Yes,
sizes. You
sir.
can increase the values and see how the simulation is decreasing. Means deteriorating.
See, I can't hear. It is heavy enough. I can hear it.
I was saying I have taken your symmetric sizes of these three inverters connect to this output. You can also change the drive strength of each of the gradually you can change the size of the strength of all these inverters and see how the output is deteriorating because of the increasing drive strengths. Okay. Am I audible?
so here actually, you can show this is 1 and another, this is 64. It will connect. Okay, then you will suppose check the output here. So you will not get good output. But if you connect these extra two stages, so or 3 stages, you will get good output. That I think they are asking.
Okay, sir. Okay, I got it, sir. Because of network issues, I was unable to hear. Sir, that price will show.
Okay. But time will be okay. So anyway, you can. So,
Yes, sir. So,
We can say them like we have to only increase the sizes by 4 into 4 into 4, the PMOSes and INMOS.
just connect other inverter to the output of that inverter, which is M means add the multiplier to 64. So 64 times it will increase the drive strength. Number of the inverters will be 64. Okay, just do that. Inverter chain. Okay, you can see here I have specified the path. Then the Vin is the pulse voltage connected to node N2. Then all these are instantiations of this inverter because I have in the schematic I have added those instantiations of the inverter. So that is actually an icon. So I'm using that icon which is an instantiation. So I have instantiated 3 inverters for as I have mentioned here the dot sub-circuit inverter. It is automatically added because that is automatically in the spice. You can see here the spice one. So here in the spice table it is inverter. So that is already instantiated one. You have to just add that and it will be automatically instantiated. So you can see here the sizes 0.6 and 1.74 properly sized. Then the module inverter where the sizes are symmetric 2.4 and 0.4 for the WP and WN. This is SCMOS P and SCMOS N technology. Then parameter we supply is 5 volts, global VDD and ground. I have kept VDD as 5 volts, then transient 5 peak seconds to 40 nanoseconds and dot control run. And this is the output of node 1, then output of the input which is connected to node 2. You can see here N2, and then the output 2, and then N0. N0 is this connected here. You can see connected to the output of the first inverter. Run this, do ngSpice simrun.sp. You can see here values. Okay, I have when offset, that's why it is coming here. So you can see it zooming in. You can see the value, how the delay is changing. Okay, you can see here how the delay is changing. This red one is the output, the first one, and N0 is the output of the first inverter. That means where the chain of inverters was connected. This yellow one is the output of the last one. That means the output of the last inverter, and this red one is the output of where I have given that this one. Okay, let me show you. Okay, this one is out. That means the red one. This red one is this one, and this green one is what I have kept here. Output, and the N0 node is actually the output of this inverter, and the final out here, this is out 1. Here you can see the red one, and out 2 is this one. So you can see the difference between the delays. Here the delay is more as compared to this, and here delay is more as compared to these two, because this is the output of the first inverter where the inverters are connected. So you can also see the TPLH and TPHL by doing the dot measure command. So that's it. You can do it. This is an
Yes, yes,
assignment,
they'll
so
do.
you can
Yes,
do that.
they will do that. Okay. Okay, you can do lot of things on this also. So you can check suppose without any putting that middle stages. Okay, so you just give one input stage and final stage, check whether it's drive or not. Okay, and what Satabhi showed you, so that you can use that 4 stages, then you can see the smooth curve at the output. So these type of things you can do. Okay, so now if you have exam, so you can stop here. Okay, so please do this, and in the next Wednesday you can submit the report. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.